Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Know Your Faith series. I am Collins and today we'll be discussing about why the Pentecost Sunday is referred to as the birthday of the church. So the word Pentecost, also referred to as Whit Sunday, is gotten from the Greek word Pentecoste, meaning the 50th. And it's a major festival celebrated in the church as the birthday of the church. Now, seeing as Easter usually doesn't have a fixed date, the day of Pentecost also is very movable depending on the calendar of the church. But it usually falls between May 10 to June 13. Now, even the concept of novena, as you see in the Acts of the Apostles in chapter 1, was gotten from the events leading up to this, as Mary and the Apostles prayed together for 9 days before the descent of the Holy Spirit. Traditionally, the church prays novena to the Holy Spirit 9 days before Pentecost. Now, the main event of Pentecost, which is the tongues of fire falling on the disciples and them speaking in tongues, was recorded in Acts of the Apostles in chapter 2, verse 13, while the other events followed through to verse 41. The other events I'm speaking of is the first preaching of St. Peter, which converted thousands. So Peter opened the scriptures and showed the people how the prophets Joel had prophesied the events of the coming of the Holy Spirit and how Jesus, who they had crucified, was the Lord and had risen. So the people were very, very surprised and down and asked what they could do. And St. Peter encouraged them to come to the Lord and confess their sins and be baptized. So after that sermon, over 3,000 people were converted that day to Christians. So that's the major reason why the Pentecost is referred to as the birthday of the church, because we see that on the first preaching of the first pope, over 3,000 people were converted. Now, this was the first time that the apostles and believers were together with a common language, a common goal, and a common purpose, which was to preach the gospel. Now, typically, priests wear the red vestments on the day of Pentecost, which represents the burning fire of God's love. On other Sunday, now the reason why it's referred to Whit Sunday is because in other parts of the world, they also wear the white vestment, which represents the spirit or the dove of the Holy Spirit. So, and this is also the reason why we wear white on our day of baptism or confirmation, which is basically representing the Holy Spirit. Yes, so basically that's the major reason why Pentecost is referred to as the birthday of the church. We see that St. Peter, the first pope, spoke to thousands of people, and even though they were from different places, they understood him and were converted to Christians. So our question for today, this is something that I said earlier. So what is the full meaning, or what is the meaning of the word Pentecost? Please let us know in the comment section. Feel free to like, subscribe, and share this content. Until I come your way next time, be bold and be Catholic.